inspo for today's look was Frozen's Elsa, and I think it came out absolutely perfect. We're going to create it step by step. I'm going to be using the ColourPop Fade into Hue palette, but also the Frozen 2 palette from them. This is extremely old and not available anymore, but you can find a palette that has similar shades, because pretty much I'm just going to be utilizing the blues and the pinks in this palette. Alright, so starting off with the Fade into Hue palette, I'm going to utilize that very baby blue right there, and I'm going to take it on this fluffy brush. That's going to allow me to blend it up to my brow bone area. Alright, so I saturated the brush a lot. I'm just starting by packing that on the outer edge of the eye, and I'm going to start working that into the crease with windshield wiper motions. I want to bring this further up so that I can have a good transition for the cut crease. So we're just doing circular motions and windshield wiper motions. Now we're taking this brush. It's pretty much like I call this a flat fluffy brush, because it's obviously on the flatter side, but it's fluffy enough to work with. And I really like utilizing this for inside the crease area because it's still able to blend pretty well, but it targets just the crease. This blue shade here from the Frozen 2 palette, and once again we are saturating the brush. And we're going to just start working this into the crease. So I'm going to start right here at the outer edge, but bring it a little bit lower. You're going to use light pressure with this so that you get a good blend and reduce your risk of getting a harsh line. Like, it's very easy to get a harsh line here, especially with blues. Same thing with this side. Just gonna add back in some of that baby blue. Now we're gonna go in and take some concealer to build a cut crease. All right, so next up we're gonna go in with this whiter shade from the palette for the inner portion of the cut crease. And I'm just popping that right on the inner corner. I'm going to go into the Fade into Hue palette with the same brush, and I'm going to take that light pink. We're pretty much just building up a blend. So I'm placing it pretty much right on top of where the white ended, a little bit over as well, just to blend those together. Because now I want to go in with this one to transition into the blue. Put that right in the middle where those two colors are. You can see how it's just building up the blend. It's so subtle, like you can barely see it on camera because it's like baby pink. But it's so pretty. I am taking this shade as well. This is like a very plummy color that is very dark. Here's to hoping. We're gonna bring it a little bit in just to create that transitional blend. That is so pretty. Oh my goodness. So this brush right here, we used it for the darker blue, and it still has some of the product on it. But I'm gonna utilize that to my advantage with this shade right here. And this is gonna help just blend everything together. It helps blend. So you're just gonna dab it right on where that, pretty much that cut crease ends and the blue is. Trust the process, because pretty much what it's doing is it's creating purple. And don't be afraid to go back in if you have to with that shimmer and reintroduce it. You can even take that fluffy brush and incorporate back in some light blue. When it comes to variations in colors like this, you have to play around with them. When you're working with these colors, you really have to be patient. And also don't worry about this because you're going to be cleaning it up when you're ready to do your base. So this is why I say trust the process. I'm literally I finished my base, I powdered everything, buffing and adding to reduce that harsh line that is literally been created when I cleaned up. You're just going to slowly build that up. But I'm using dabbing motions, not swiping. I'm dabbing to kind of just buff everything in first, because then I'm going to show you what I do. So as you can see, we're kind of working that color back in and creating those blends. I'm taking the light blue and just kind of working that back in, and I'm really not concerned about anything else right now. And I'm going to show you why. Because this is usually the area where a lot of people will just throw in the towel. And you really don't need to. You just got to be patient, dab, and build the colors back up. Promise it'll come out fine. Because I used to be the type of person that used to be like, oh no, this is not fixable. And I would rub it all off. See how beautifully this is coming out now? So now what I'm going to do is, so that I don't end up with like a super blown out eye, which it kind of already is, we're taking this nice little highlight powder on a clean brush. I'm swirling that in there because it's close to my skin tone. So depending on your skin tone, you want to grab a powder that is close to your skin tone. I'm taking that and I'm just going to start doing circular motions around where those colors end to help taper. Pat on a little more of that maroon shade right here from when I was swiping everything. I feel like that side blended a lot easier. This is the completed look. I think it came out so beautifully. We used literally 4 brushes max for this look, and all it took was patience and blending. If you loved this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, do all the things to help me continue to grow and continue to create. And as always, thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.